Jesse Watters had Sarah Palin on his program. She just announced that she's going to be running for Congress to replace the late Don Young.
So that's Congress only 2-year terms.
Yeah, so she can.
It's about her upper limit.
Maybe she but I mean, knowing her, maybe she'll resign halfway through regardless.
Yeah.
So here, Jesse Watters is very excited about this question because he knows he's going to get some sort of clicky answer for it. He asked her if, what Palin would do if she were to win and see Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in the halls. Would you drop kick her? Or would you give her a kiss? Somewhere in between? We'll see.
This is weird fantasy.
Yeah, they want to, he's like, I want to see them together. You know why.
Yeah, the tension is just going to be great.
Are there members of Congress that you're looking forward on the Republican side, perhaps, to work with? And have you considered what it might be like, passing AOC in the hallway? I'm sure you'll be very, very, very polite.
They go to the clip of AOC with her shoulder exposed.
Yeah, right. And right, passing in the hallway. And notice, I'm sorry to do this, but Sarah Palin basically moans in this response.
The hallway. I'm sure you'll be very, very, very polite.
I will be very polite, and I would beg her to debate me, please, AOC, on education, on capitalism, on how to run a business,
on magazines,
on security, on what
on newspapers I read,
be energy independent again, in order to be solvent and sovereign. And so I would. Oh gosh, I want to debate her. But
can you pause it? That's freaking weird. It's freaking weird.
Oh gosh,
she's so sincere and so emotional about. Oh man! Just thinking about it, it's making me feel a certain way.
Gosh, I just want to debate her.
Oh gosh, you're not supposed to be feeling these kinds of feelings. I totally debate the hell out of her. Do you like that, Jessie?
Yeah, so I would. Oh gosh, I want to debate her. But as for those whom I look forward to working with, I've always been a big fan of the Freedom Caucus, and I've always, felt for them because they've been criticized and beat up and misunderstood. But they've got the right priorities, and they're in there also for the right reasons. So I look forward to working with
super
everyone.
Scary.
When I was governor here, I did work across the aisle. My administration, I didn't care what party they were in, as long as they were common sense constitutional conservatives, and they could get the job done for the people. So I'm used to working with both sides of the aisle. Granted,
she always sounds like she's realizing she's failing a job interview.
It's because she really, it's that's why she is beta Trump, right? Like in terms of just she's the first one, first test run, because they love their run-on sentences. I want to debate her so bad.
Granted, the other side of the aisle in this day and age, they're pretty wacko because they're being led by people like AOC, right? And that doesn't make much sense at all. But after the shellacking,
that doesn't make much sense, guys.
In these midterms, I think they will have some lessons to be learned.
No more FaceTime.
Jesse Watters' face, it's always like he's holding back the humor. It's like he's on the precipice of just being like, okay, guys, I'm bullshit. This is all bullshit. This is all just bullshit.
He has that in common with Tucker. Tucker loves a good. When he's not like that, he's holding back smiles a little bit. Yeah, I mean, am I wrong for wanting to see that happen? I know it would serve serve Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's interests in no way, right? It would not. Yeah. But the fact that Palin's delusional, she really thinks she would come out on top in that kind of situation. But she knows she can talk shit because she knows that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez isn't going to do it.
Also, I think she's been coached to be act like you are really confident about this. Look at how Sam Seder approaches Steven Crowder. You need to embody that energy towards AOC. And I don't think that Palin quite has just speaking ability for that kind of task.
Again, what magazines do you read? Newspapers? Just curious. First question.
Well, that was a question in like 2012, right?
Yeah,
No,
I still don't think she can answer that.
And she's like, I read all of them.
It was Katie Couric. It was like a softball question asking her in 2008. It was during that election. I mean, I remember the debate between her and Biden, and
Joe Biden. It was amazing.
Biden did well because it's not hard to do well against her. Even though, in his heyday, he was a more talented politician than he currently is right now. But like, I remember thinking it was almost. He almost was dealing with her with kind of a soft touch a little bit, because you just know she's going to self-implode at some point because she's not able to speak. Even the McCain campaign understood this. Like, there was a report after a report that they were, trying to get to keep her on script, essentially. And one, the audience didn't want that. That's why she's Trump before Trump existed. And two, because she didn't have the ability to retain anything, and she just talk off the cuff. Unlike Trump, she just doesn't have the communication ability, and it would go really badly.
Game Changed, the movie. Remember the movie that came out afterwards?
I do, yeah. It's hard for me to remember if my recollections of that time were accurate, because I was I was 14 at the time, and I was such.
Oh my God! Well, I was not. I was actually on the Obama.
I was a huge Obama fan, right?
I was the national co-chair that year. No, it was bizarre, and there was split within the McCain world, and you should definitely go back and watch Game Change if you haven't. But yeah, the only thing that she was actually really shockingly good at, just like Mitt Romney was you can see Russia from her backyard. You could actually do that. And whether or not she was saying it for the right reasons, that was just like a statement for her. But if you recall, also in 2012, Mitt Romney was like, that was 2008, obviously, but 2012, when Mitt Romney was like, Cold War's over, or it was talking about Russia, and Obama was like, Cold War's calling, the 80s are calling, they want their war back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, good job.
We have this clip from January where
I remember this one,
where Palin was also talking about AOC and how she was making all the Republicans sexually frustrated.
Right, because Palin was, in terms of being the OG, she made them sexually frustrated, but the opposite way.
Republican
because they were
priorities,
as opposed to they didn't make them. They were all gung ho for her, as opposed to the AOC one, where it's difficult for them to reconcile their feelings.
Oh my God.
So I just wonder what would have happened when you were getting such a hard time by the media if you had responded and said, just as AOC said, hey, you guys are just all sexually frustrated. You all want to date me. What would have happened?
Katie Couric?
That's pretty creepy, pretty junior high-ish creepy. It amazes me, though, her and other liberals, socialists, even their ability to deflect from what the issues truly are, and her obsession with at least suggestion.
Speaking of deflection, can we get some echo control in that room? Maybe some carpet or something?
I love how Palin's like, I'm a cool girl, right? She's going to call you out for being weirdly sexually obsessed with her, but I'm going to say it's actually really great if you want to, Photoshop my head onto bikini photos.
That question was you used to be a sex object for the Republicans. What do you think about her being a more explicit one, and what she's saying there?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Of always gender and sex, even. I truly believe that there are enough Americans who get it and understand what her tactic is, and that is to deflect from what the real issues are. But take this issue, though, with her suggestion of dating and attraction to someone, and blaming her failures on that obsession with sex. Look how the liberals, Rachel, want to pound that into the public's head, that advertising who is attracted to who, what people do in the privacy of their own bedrooms.
The pounding.
That have to do with privacy and sex. The liberals, not the conservatives, are the one who pound after that.
Pound.
Obviously, it's a tactic so that she doesn't have to be held accountable. It sounds like she hasn't been held accountable for much, maybe in her entire life, so she does not have that foundation of accountability and, that public service heart that is so necessary in order to serve well and be accountable.
What on earth?
I think you're right.